Thank you, everyone. Welcome to this press conference, post-game interview. I would like to remind the reporters, when you ask your questions, to make sure you keep your mask on and do not touch the microphone at all. Photographers, you can take photographs, but stay on the sides of the room. First of all, Magnus, let me say congratulations on winning your 5th title. Your immediate feelings right after the match is concluded.
No, I'm very happy. Of course, didn't expect it to go quite like this. I think it was just very good professional performance overall, I've just no regrets at all. Just very satisfied.
You mentioned you didn't expect it to go like this. Would you care to elaborate?
I mean, after 5 games, there were 5 draws, and I've had very few chances to play for anything more. Then everything kind of clicked, I think, after that, it all went my way, you don't expect to necessarily run away with it in a World Championship.
Jan, must be a difficult match, moment for you. Can you share your thoughts with us, please?
Well, first of all, it was a big experience, which unless I couldn't get another way in theory, like reading about some other matches. Yes, so of course, the outcome. I don't think it's anywhere close to what was in the match, but bad news and good news. Good news, it was nothing about chess, of course. At least almost nothing about chess. The match, of course, consists of many aspects. It's not only now like chess preparation, physical or psychological preparation. Then it comes. Of course, it's extremely tense, and it's a little bit more tense than I expected, but. I guess anyway, the tension is not a reason to, overlook some simple things you would never ever overlook in a blitz game. But what can I say? So I should find out why did it happen and improve.
Yeah, you mentioned everyone saw that it was a terrific fight. 5 games, even the 6th game was a tremendous fight. But something seemed to have happened. Do you have any clue as to what caused this sudden turn?
Just no idea. So if I would knew what's going on, I would surely fix it during the match. Yeah, but I guess somehow the level of these blunders is much below even some bad examples of some bad and pathetic shape. So this is quite interesting. Probably in clinical meaning, yes. Anyway, I should take some time to rest and then to see what was done wrong, what has been done wrong, what gone wrong actually. Because once again, like chess-wise, I also found out some interesting patterns, but I don't think it has anything to do or much to do about the chess.
In terms of playing in a World Championship match, lessons learned now that you've had this first experience?
Well, experience is never easy. Yes? So normally, you should to be. The situation should be tough to gain some real experience. Okay, I guess it was a little bit too much here, but okay. So I surely have some space to improve, and if perhaps solving some puzzles would fix it. Yeah, at least. I guess in the upcoming events I would show some better performance.
Is it possible now to start thinking about the future as the candidates, you qualify for the candidates, and your desire to return to this exact same stage?
Well, of course it's possible to think, but for now, yeah, I guess it would be more clever, more smart to take some time and have some rest. But yeah, of course, you know, these things which happened here, they never happened to me in basically any events. Okay, in my career, I lost quite some stupid games, yeah, but you know, not as many you know, in such a few time.
Magnus, how do you contextualize this World Championship match compared to all your others?
I guess it's the most similar with my first match against Anand, which was quite even and nervous at the start. When I got my first win, it was kind of the same story, that it was relatively clean from there on out. What can I say? It was just obviously he couldn't at some point show his best chess, which is a pity for, you know, the excitement in the match. But, I think that's what happens sometimes when you get in a difficult situation. Then you're all of that preparation, everything doesn't necessarily help if you can't cope at the moment.
Final question before I give it to the journalist. You said earlier in a press conference that style points don't matter. It's all about the win. Were you at all disappointed that this wasn't more of the match that we all expected?
No, that's fine by me. So I think game 6 was excellent, and I mean, regardless of the quality of all of those, it was a great fight, and yeah, I guess it just decided everything. So that's mainly what I'm taking away from an excitement perspective. Otherwise, I think at a certain point, your best strategy can be just to wait, knowing that you have the lead, and just be very, very serious and solid, and that can sometimes be the best way to play for a win as well.
Over to the floor.
Mike Lamb with chess.com. Congratulations, Magnus, on your 5th World Championship match win. My question is for you. When I talked to Jan backstage, he said that he was a little bit surprised by the style of your play. I believe the word used was conservative. Do you agree that this was your style of play? And if so, was it cognizant to play that way, or was it organic based on the positions that you were given?
I think a bit of both. I definitely played a lot more conservatively as black than I did it in the match against Bobby. With white, I wouldn't necessarily say that I was that conservative. I was at least trying some different lines, trying to play. But yeah, you can see overall in a lot of my decisions when push came to shove skewed conservative, and I think you know, with hindsight it worked pretty well.
Right. Giovanni Tabar from the White Chess Club. First of all, congratulations to both players, and congratulations for the title. Question for Magnus. Magnus, you're in a unique situation where you claim your Grandmaster title in Dubai, won the Rapid and Blitz in Dubai as well, and perhaps if I'm not mistaken, the first player to win it in the same year. And you even celebrated your birthday here during the World Championships, and now the world title. So what is it about Dubai that seems to bring out the best in you? And any plans to visit any fun places that are memorable, like the McDonald's where you first celebrated in 2004, or maybe even Dubai Chess Club, where your journey as a grandmaster officially started?
I don't know. I think it's maybe a bit of a coincidence that all of these things happened here. Yeah, in general, as I said before, it's a good place to play chess here. Good facilities. You kind of have everything as well as a decent climate. So I've definitely enjoyed being here. I haven't laid any plans at all after this. I mean, I didn't expect much necessarily to be over at this point, so we'll see what happens.
Theo waits for Lichess. Thanks to both players for the intense match they just played, and congratulations to Magnus for defending his title. Magnus, before the match, there was a lot of discussion about the time that you spent playing bullet and blitz matches on Lichess and whether or not it would help your preparation. Is that just something that you did for fun, or was there an intentional effort in training faster time controls before the match?
I'll tell you, but basically I had a bit of a cold the last couple of weeks before I traveled here, and I was feeling kind of miserable. So that's why I was inside, blitzing and bulleting more than thinking of preparation. But yeah, I think it never particularly hurts to to win some games, gain some confidence. So, but yeah, for me it was more of a question of being pretty confined inside and having to spend my time somewhere. Thanks.
Peter Shaw-Smith, Hermit Chess. Commiserations, Ian. Congratulations, Magnus. On the eve of this contest, Magnus, you said that you could live without the World Championship. When you consider your incumbency, do you think one day that you'll be able to leave it on your own terms, or do you believe that one day you might be left helpless in your seat as you have left all the other champions that you've played since 2013? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. First of all, it's a very good question. I cannot answer it right now.
I'm Shabazz with the Chess Drum. This question is for both players. The first 5 games were drawn, and there were some complaints about the draws, and of course that's a part of the match. But there was also some talk about different formats. We've had the 24, we've had 12, and now 14. Would the both of you entertain other formats, which would include other platforms like 960, Rapid and Blitz as part of the World Championship?
Yeah.
Well, I think we shouldn't forget that here is the classical World Championship match, and I guess it's pretty much it. Yeah. So there is always some space for speculations and new tries, but in general, why not to separate things like playing classical championship in classical chess and 960, and blitz and so on.
Yeah, it's always a difficult question. Really, I mean, I've answered it so many times before, and it's really about what you want the World Championship to be, whether you want to define the best player in the world and what exactly that means, and how you balance that with having an exciting sporting context. And frankly, I don't know what the right answer is. I don't think we have it at the moment. that's something I've been very open about for a long time, but I'm definitely open for ideas.
Thank you. Hanti from the Chessable. First of all, congratulations to Magnus. The question is to Jan. In the first 5 games, I was extremely impressed with your play, and I think we saw a different Jan. My question to you is, considering the candidates in June, how confident are you that you're going to make it back here?
Well, more confident than winning this match at this point. Yeah, but actually, well, I mean, once again, yes. So this match somehow bring me some reasons, to be optimistic in chess-wise. But yeah, of course, the weaker spots are pretty much obvious, and first, I mean, if I manage to understand what has happened, then I think I have pretty good chances. But if I keep playing worse than in Blitz, then it would be tough.
Thank you.
Mike Lau with chess.com. My question is for Jan Nepomniachtchi. We already spoke a little bit backstage, but one thing I did not get a chance to ask you, your final 3 losses, they were all marked by relatively okay positions, and then they were all pawn move mistakes, all 3 of them. Is there anything to that? Is it just a small sample size? Obviously, there are more pawn moves than any other moves, but do you take any correlation between that, or is it just a random stat?
Well, I mean, obvious, it can be a coincidence that it's like goes probably 3 in a row, so that's pretty obvious. Something is wrong maybe in the process of thinking or something. Yeah, but so far it worked quite nicely for me, and I don't think it's a reason to change everything starting with the basement. But I mean, of course, if would it be, I don't know, some tension or lack of concentration or simply tactical blindness or something else? But yeah, I mean, it's a big question, and better to ask yourself not after such performance in a match. But yeah, we only live once, and so far I have to face the consequences of and to find out what's going on. Yeah, but yeah, let's see what I can do.
Thanks.
Hans Olbakken, NRK. Question to Magnus. How much does it cost you emotionally to perform at this level that you have done and do?
No, it's clearly a lot easier when the match has gone the way that it has. It's not been an emotional roller coaster at all. So I feel like I've been very serious and in a good mental state. Like there have been a couple of games where I was a little bit more nervous than others, especially before. But I would say overall it's been quite fine emotionally.
Thank you. Congratulations, Magnus. I'm Niklas Berg from Aftenposten in Norway. There's a lot of talk about Alireza Firouzja, who is very young and already qualified for the candidates. What are your thoughts on him as a player, and do you think he can be your next challenger?
Yeah, I have to say I was really impressed with his performance in the Grand Swiss and in the European Team Championship, and I would say that motivated me more than anything else.
Saravanan from ChessBase. Jan, good luck to you. Magnus, congratulations. The question to you, Magnus. In pure chess terms, what do you think were the elements which helped you to dominate this match? Just pure chess terms.
It's hard to say. I think in simple positions I made very few mistakes, and that helps. Like both in terms of tactical and positional things, the few times that the position was very complicated, we both made some mistakes, but he made the last one. So I think that was maybe the main factor, that I was just playing better in relatively simple positions. But we really shouldn't forget the fact that this match really turned on the sixth game. But I think it goes to show that in the other matches that have been really equal, really tense, they could have ended similarly if things had gone a little bit differently at the start. I think most notably the match against Correct.
Okay. And in terms of toughness of fight, from all the matches that you have played so far with the World Championship, where will you rate this match?
I would say the start was difficult, very tense, and not too much was going on. But yeah, after that, it was certainly one of the easy ones.
In the lighter vein, many of the questions you started answering with, "That's an interesting question," throughout the press conferences. Did you really mean it, or was it a subtle trolling of the people?
No, it was never ever trolling. I think it was usually a combination of trying to buy myself time to think, which is one of the oldest tricks in the book, and also genuine sentiment.
Thank you.
May I request from the reporters that you ask one question, and if your follow-up pertained precisely to the question that you asked? There's a lot of people online, so let's try to keep it short.
Ulrich Stansrud, VG Norway. Congratulations to Magnus Carlsen. Question from Magnus. Your tweet tonight was a picture of Kobe Bryant. So you both have 5 titles now. So can you say how important he has been for you, and what do you think of him?
Oh, I didn't know that. Well, what can I say? He's a legend. He's a legend of the sport, and I thought it was an iconic picture to sort of allude to.
Excuse me, could I ask you about the tweet you had? As far as I remember, you got a tweet after Sochi. 2 down, 5 to go. But is that still your aim?
We'll see.
Anthony again, questions to Magnus. So, considering the result of this match, many spectators might think that you'd like to face Jan again, but I think we've seen him show a polar level of strength. Does the strength that Jan was playing in some parts of the match more worrying to you as a challenger than another player like Fabiano or Ding, who is more consistent but might not have a higher polarity of strength?
No, I wouldn't say so. Jan was playing well at the start, with excellent preparation, but I was doing okay as well. So I think we managed to see a high level of Jan in the start of the match, but nothing that would necessarily scare me a lot or be a lot better than other potential challengers.
So based on that, would you say Jan's experience in this match makes him more of a threat in the second match?
That's very hypothetical. but I think all experience, if you can learn from it, is good. So I think he has a good chance of the candidates.
So against Anand, did you feel like it was harder in the second match, or do you feel like there was a big change, or?
Yeah, psychologically it was much harder. Yeah, I was really motivated for the first one, and the second one was more about trying to get a job done.
Thank you. Theo, wait for Lichess. I have a question for both players. Could they share anything about the software, such as chess engines and hardware as well, that they use to help them prepare for this match?
Yeah.
Well, I guess just more or less the same as everybody. Yes, so surely some Stockfish, Lula, and some different some different engines as well. But mainly these two, and I guess this is pretty usual because I mean. Frankly speaking, well, at some point, it goes only for memorizing, but it's, I mean, when humans are playing, it's not so important if you memorize the line of, I don't know, 3400 engine, 3500 engine, yes, anyway, these moves are good enough.
Yeah, you can ask me, but I don't know.
Sure. Thank you.
You should probably ask Peter instead.
Sure, thank you.
But I doubt he'll be very forthcoming.
Shah from ChessBaseIndia. Congratulations to Magnus for winning and he had well fought. My question is to both the players. Could you reveal some of the preparation that was done and the seconds on the team now that the match is over?
Well, I think I have already said that the team is probably more or less the same as it was in April. So, being given a chance, I'd just like to thank the team for the amazing work, and yeah, I apologize a little it didn't result into something more impressive.
Yeah, absolutely. For me as well, I'd like to thank my team for doing an amazing job. Both obviously to Peter, who was here, and to all of the others at different locations. For me, it was yeah, I think everybody from the last match was there except for Nils Cornelius. Sorry, Nils, for name checking you there. You did a wonderful job in 2016 and 18 though. And
Rakesh from chess.com India. Congratulations, Magnus. So, how are you going to celebrate this iconic fifth win?
I haven't thought too much about it. I'll have to see. I'll be celebrating by playing the World Rapid Blitz Championship. As I heard, that's gonna happen. But before that, we'll see. But it's I don't know. But it's an actual.
Apologies to the players. Obviously, there's a high level of interest right now at the end of the match, so we just take a bit more time with the journalists. Please.
David Shabazz with ChessBase. This question is for Jan. It was a tough result. It was not the result that you were looking for, but I think you can take some pride into knowing that you gave it your best, and hopefully you'll make an attempt to return. But it was interesting because I read the New in Chess interview you did, I think it was the last issue, and it talked about your life, things that we don't normally get to hear about chess players. But I wanted to ask you particularly, what are your plans going forward in terms of your quest to make it back to the World Championship, in terms of tournaments and activities?
Well, first of all, thank you for your kind words, and I believe most of them about I did my best were slightly undeserved, because I was nowhere close to doing my best, yeah, due to different reasons, which I yet have to determine, but well, it's very simple, so you, to improve you gotta work, and I mean, perhaps for this particular match I worked slightly more than it was needed. That's also, you know, sort of a lesson, but I mean, I guess improving at chess is never ending process, yes. So, you know, would it be, I don't know, positional, strategical, or tactical, so, or you know, something else. You know, every time you have something to learn. So I'll just I'll just try to improve in many ways.
Okay.
Owen Maxwell from CNN. Magnus, before the tournament, I asked you whether if you won, would you consider yourself the greatest ever? And you said that you had a long way to go yet to match Kasparov. Has that answer changed now that you have one?
Well, first of all, I don't think it's up to me to judge, and secondly,
how do you think others would judge?
I think there's still some way to go, but I'm not done with my chess career yet.
Thank you.
Sponsored by NRK, since Wednesday I've been thinking of a question to Magnus, because you mentioned Bent Leikvoll from the popular show Santa's, yeah, how do you say it, in the Bing or something? If you were to place Atle Antonson's character as a chess piece,
No. Please. I understand where you're going, but this is not gonna work.
Okay, thank you.
MyClientChess.com again. Questions for Magnus. Magnus, in 2013, you were, I don't know if you were thrown in the pool or jumped in. It was maybe somewhat against your will, but this other guy, Magnus, seems like a pretty fun guy. The other Magnus. Do you think he has something surprising for you, and will you kind of submit to whatever he wants you to do?
Yeah, we'll see, won't we? I'll let you in on a little secret of show business that I wasn't completely bamboozled by being thrown into the pool.
Congrats, Magnus. Well put. My question is to both of you. Do you have any superstitions to give you any confidence before the game? And if not, then what are your biggest confidence boosters?
I think biggest confidence booster before the game is just feeling well prepared, theoretically and physically. If I feel like that, then I usually, well, generally almost always perform well. So I would say that's the main thing. Superstitions, not to speak.
Well, I would probably agree with Magnus, but in general, if any sort of traditions or superstitions, they start working, then okay, you start following it. But when it doesn't work, okay, but then you don't pay too much attention. Yeah, but I mean, in general, yeah, being in a good mood and feel prepared. In many ways, yeah, is the main you have to go. And yep.
Nicholas Berg from Aftenposten again. Magnus, you mentioned that you were sick before the match. How did that affect your preparation, and were you worried at that point?
I would say I didn't feel like I was at the best that I could be physically before the match, so that kind of messed me up a little bit. So yeah, didn't really feel too great coming in, but still the chess-wise the preparation was pretty good, so that helped. Yeah, another time I would have definitely wanted to be in better shape, because that part was not perfect.
For our last two questions.
Quick question for Morris. Thank you for all the great work you do popularizing the game around the world. When are you coming back to Dubai again?
ASAP, if I'm invited. Love the place.
Brigham Aldrich with the Berkeley Chess Club. Congratulations, Magnus. My question is for both players. I was wondering if there are any ways that you guys apply the lessons you learned from chess to other aspects of your lives.
Could you?
If there are any ways that you apply the lessons you've learned from the game of chess to other aspects of your daily life.
Well, I mean, it's said that chess helps you to, to calculate, in life as well. Yeah, like so you plan for your next steps, and I would say it's not necessarily like some cliche or a figure of speech. I think it works, but I think first of all, what chess teaches you is responsibility, because I mean, at the end of the day, you are the one who's moving the pieces, and you take all these decisions and you face the consequences.
No, I would generally agree with what Jan was saying, but yeah, I think it's up to each individual what they will take from it. But, chess is a great game. I recommend it to everybody.
Thank you. Thank you to the players, thank you to the reporters, thank you very much to Dubai, the Expo. It was certainly an incredibly well-organized match. We want to also thank FIDE and all the sponsors as well who supported this match. It was a tremendous amount of fun, and I was honest about coming back to Dubai. Great city. All of you who haven't had the chance to see the Expo, make sure you make it a point to do so. Congrats again to the players. Thank you, Jan, for your tremendous fighting spirit. We hope you make a great run to come back again. Magnus, congratulations on your 5th title. Indeed, a champion for the ages. The final ceremony, the championship trophy, will take place in 2 days. Media, you will hear about it. I'm not sure if it's open to the public. That will be relayed at some point, but the media certainly will be invited. Check with FIDE for that information. It will be in 2 days at 6 p.m. Thank you, everyone, and have a great night. Thank you.